Recipe Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. Despite having lost their first-round matches, the two teams competing tonight are playing for the final place in the second round. But heaven forfend that anyone should think this procedure exists in order to be kind to students. The four losing teams in these playoffs earn scores that would have seen them win in other fixtures, and teams that have survived by this rule in the past have gone on to be series champions. So tonight's two are still very much in contention. The team from the University of York lost to Magdalen College, Oxford in their first-round match, but only by a margin of 170 to 150, and they were level pegging for much of the fixture that allowed them to demonstrate their knowledge of video war games, the Dodo and Little Red Riding Hood. With an average age of 26, let's meet the York team again.
Hello, I'm Mickey. I'm originally from Godalming in Surrey, and I'm studying for a PhD in social policy.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Telford, and I'm doing a Masters in Medieval Studies.
And this is their captain.
Hi again, my name is Sam. I'm from Sevenoaks in Kent, and I'm reading History and Philosophy.
Hello, I'm David. I'm from Lancaster, and I'm reading Archaeology.
The team from Durham made a confident start in their first-round match, answering well on cave systems, sporting positions and battles named after rivers. But after that, their blood sugar levels dropped with an almost audible thump, and they allowed the team from Trinity College, Cambridge, to catch up, overtake and beat them by 200 points to 145. With an average age of 20, let's meet the Durham team again.
Hello, I'm Charles. I'm from Sutton in Surrey, and I study philosophy.
Hi, my name's William. I'm from Kirby Stephen in Cumbria, and I'm studying biosciences.
This is their captain.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm from London, and I'm studying chemistry.
Hi, I'm Arthur. I'm from Manchester. I'm studying French and German.
Right, you all know the rules by now, so let's just get on with it. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. What seven-letter word links the titles of all of the following? Firstly, a 1930 stage work by Noel Coward, subtitled An Intimate Comedy. Secondly, a novel by Michael Morpurgo about the First World War. And thirdly, a Steven Spielberg...
Durham Raffle.
Private.
Private is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on the 19th century French painter Jean-Léon Gérôme. Firstly, for 5 points, which allegorical figure is named in the title of a painting of 1896 by Gérôme? She's shown emerging naked from a well, having had her clothes stolen by an adversary.
Is it Echo? From
Yeah. I've got no idea, to be honest.
Echo?
No, it's Truth. No. Set in the 1630s, a painting by Gérôme shows Dutch soldiers destroying what crop? They're attempting to limit supply and hence stabilise the market during a speculative frenzy.
Tulips.
Yeah, tulips.
Tulip?
Correct. Gérôme's historical painting, Pollice Verso, or Turn Thumb, is said to have influenced the imagery of which Academy Award-winning film of 2000?
2000. Gladiator, was that 2000?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Gladiator?
Correct. 10 points for this. The most abundant isotope of which actinoid element has a half-life slightly greater than the age of the universe, at about 14 billion years. It's been used as a fuel in experimental nuclear reactors and is named after a Norse god.
Durham Cooper.
Thorium.
Thorium is correct. These bonuses are on Welsh-born scientist Durham. Born in Usk in 1823, who was listed, along with Charles Darwin, as the co-author of On the Tendency of Species to Form Varieties. He developed almost identical theories independently.
Yeah. Alfred Russel Wallace.
Alfred Russel Wallace.
Correct. Secondly, the Cardiff-born Nobel laureate Brian Josephson gives his name to an effect in which electron pairs pass directly through an insulating barrier, a quantum phenomenon generally referred to by what name?
Tunnelling.
Correct. In his 1706 work, Synopsis Palmariorum Mathesios, the Welsh mathematician William Jones is believed to have introduced which piece of notation, thought to be an abbreviation of a word translating as periphery?
Notation.
It's like the greater than or less than, maybe.
Come on.
Greater than or less than?
No, it's pi. 10 points for this. Which literary figure did Dr. Johnson describe as a genius that could cut a colossus from a rock but could not carve heads upon cherry stones? Johnson was contrasting mastery in the writing of epic poetry with a perceived weakness.
York McEwen.
Milton.
Milton is correct, yes. These bonuses, York, are on pairs of words that differ only by the letters L-E-T at the end of one. For example, gob and goblet. In each case, give both words from the description. Firstly, an acronym for a television coding system used in much of Europe and a portable platform for stacking and transporting goods.
Pal and pallet.
Pal and pallet.
Correct. Secondly, the home of a Tamworth or Berkshire, for example, and a slender medical probe.
Are they the types of pig, aren't they? So they're in a sty.
Ideas.
Oh, sty and stylet? I've never heard of it.
Sty and stylet.
Correct. And finally, an adjective meaning abnormally lean and an item of clothing used symbolically to indicate defiance or a challenge.
Gauntlet. Gaunt and gauntlet.
Gaunt and gauntlet.
Correct. 10 points for this. I came, I saw, God conquered. Attributed to King John III of Poland, those words refer to which military engagement of the late 17th century? Named after a major European capital, it was...
Durham
The
Thames.
Siege of Vienna.
Correct, yes. Your bonuses this time, Durham, are on ancient history. All three answers begin with the same letter. Firstly, from around 500 BCE, Monte Alban in southern Mexico emerged as a centre of which pre-Columbian civilization influenced by Olmec culture?
Maybe Toltec?
Yeah.
Could Toltec?
I'm trying to think. Maybe it's a bit early for Toltec, or maybe it's Zapotec. I think it's.
I would go for
I think it's
don't know.
Zapotec, but
Okay, Zapotec. Should I just guess it?
I'll go for that.
Toltec. I'm
Okay.
fairly sure.
Toltec.
No, it's Zapotec. Bad luck.
Okay.
Which Chinese dynasty is traditionally held to have been founded in 1122 BCE when King Wu overthrew the tyrannical ruler of Shang? I need you to spell this short word as it appears in the Pinyin romanization.
Hold on. Don't they begin with the same letter?
Sure.
So is it Zhu? Z-H-O-U.
Oh, yeah.
Zhao.
Joe. It's Joe. Is that it, Joe?
Zhou. Z-H-O-U.
Correct. Finally, the ancient cities of and Chogazambil are characterized by stepped temple towers known by what name?
Ziggurat.
Ziggurat.
Ziggurat is correct. Right, we're going to take a picture round. Your first picture starter, you're going to see a map of the world showing the official positions of G20 and EU countries on the sovereignty of a partially recognised state. Countries in green recognise it as sovereign. Countries in red do not. For 10 points, name the state in question.
Durham Thames.
Kosovo.
Kosovo is correct, yes. Your picture bonuses are 3 more maps, this time highlighting only the UN member nations which do officially recognise the sovereignty of a partially recognised state. 5 points for each state you can work out. Firstly...
Oh, so they recognise it.
One of the Western world.
Is it? It's Palestine. I think.
Probably Palestine, yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
America, yeah.
Yeah.
Palestine?
Correct. Secondly, here you can give either the name of the partially recognised state or the name of the disputed territory it partially controls.
That would be Western Sahara. I think. Yeah, Western Sahara.
Western Sahara.
Correct. Or the Arab Democratic Republic thereof. And finally...
Northern Cyprus.
Indeed, yes. 10 points for this. Born in Kansas in 1920, which jazz musician is noted for his role in the development of bebop and his innovative use of eighth notes as the basic units of his phrases? Influenced by the saxophonists Lester Young and Buster Smith, his recording...
York McEwen.
Louis Armstrong.
No, his recordings, you lose 5 points, include Night in Tunisia and Ornithology.
Durham Bland.
Charlie Parker.
Charlie Parker is correct, yes. These bonuses are on chemical compounds. Together with calcium hydroxide, what commercially important chemical is formed by the action of water on calcium carbide?
Calcium, what did you say? Calcium.
CaCl3, isn't it? No, carbide. What's
What did you say the first one was? The first one? Calcium.
Calcium hydroxide, CaOH.
So you use
what's
calcium.
left?
Calcium carbonate. Was that what he said? He wasn't what he
Go
said.
for
Was
that, yeah.
Calcium carbonate.
No, it's acetylene or ethene. Secondly, which calcium compound is a major byproduct of the Leblanc process for manufacturing sodium carbonate? This process involves heating a sodium compound with coal and limestone.
I'll just guess calcium, what? Carbonate?
Carbonate again, yeah. Calcium carbonate.
That's calcium sulfide. Which Belgian chemist gives his name to the industrial method also known as the ammonia soda process for producing sodium carbonate from calcium carbonate and sodium chloride?
Don't know.
No,
Belgian
don't know.
chemist.
No, he was German. That's ammonia. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Yeah, go for that.
Bosch.
That was Solvay. 10 points for this. Which layer of the Earth's atmosphere includes the orbits of the lowest altitude satellites? Beginning at the mesopause, it extends to around 500 kilometres and is
Durham
characterised...
Cooper.
Exosphere.
No, you lose 5 points. Characterised by temperatures that rise with altitude.
York Corn.
Stratosphere.
No, it's the thermosphere. 10 points for this. Tyto alba and Strix aluco are common British species of what bird? An ivy-mantled tower is home to one in a poem by Thomas Gray, while another in a work by Edward Lear plays a small guitar.
York McEwen.
Owl.
Owl is correct, yes. Right, your set of bonuses are on the composer Sally Beamish. Born in London in 1956, Beamish has written 3 concerti for which stringed instrument? She cites as one of her early inspirations a noted concerto for the same instrument by William Walton.
Oh, I mean, violin, shall we?
Violin.
No, it's the viola. Which 2005 concerto for flute and orchestra is named after a follower of Artemis who was seduced by Zeus? A Galilean moon of Jupiter also bears her name.
Yeah, I think so.
Callisto.
Correct. First performed in 1997, a cello concerto by Beamish is subtitled River, after a 1983 collection by which poet? He became Poet Laureate the following year.
Andrew Motion, surely.
Andrew Motion.
No, it's Ted Hughes. Before Andrew Motion. Another starter question. Cranium, scapula, patella and phalange are singular terms that roughly correspond to the 4 plural nouns in the title of which children's song? Often...
Durham Cooper.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Correct. Right, these bonuses are on a folk story. What name is shared by a trickster animal figure of medieval story cycles and the title character of a poem of 1919 by John Masefield, who describes the lean red bolt of his body running swift on grass?
Reynard the fox.
Correct. In the medieval fable of Reynard the Fox, the character Isengrim, or Isengrimus, is an anthropomorphized version of which animal?
Is it a wolf?
I mean, that's what I was going to guess.
Yeah, I would think wolf, I guess.
A wolf.
Correct. What name is traditionally given to the cat in the story of Reynard the Fox? In Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare used a similar name for a character described by Mercutio as more than Prince of Cats.
Could it be Felix?
Is it Tybalt?
Yeah, so
Tybalt?
Tybalt.
Tybalt is
Tybalt.
Tybalt is correct, yes. 10 points for this. The name of which European volcano appears within the names of both a Scottish town near the Solway Firth?
Durham Raffle.
Etna.
Etna is correct, yes. You get a set of bonuses, Durham, on space exploration. 1,500 metres wide and over 80 kilometres long, the Hadley Rill is a lava tube on what body of the solar system?
Is it Io that's one that's called all the volcanic activity?
Probably.
Go for it.
I don't know. Yeah, something.
Io.
No, it's the moon. The Hadley Rill is at the foot of which lunar mountain range? It shares its name with the mountain range often called the backbone of a large European peninsula.
Oh, is it the Apennines?
Yeah, the Apennines region, isn't it?
Apennine.
Apennine.
The Apennines is correct. And finally, the Apollo 15 mission landed to the east of the Hadley Rill in what year? About 2 years after the first moon landing.
69 to 71, yeah.
1971.
1971 is correct. Right, we're going to take a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can name its composer.
York McEwen.
Shostakovich.
No, you can hear a little more, Durham, if you wish.
Durham Raffle.
Elgar.
Elgar is correct. That was part of Pomp and Circumstance March number 4, which is the official slow march of the British Army's Parachute Regiment. Your music bonuses are 3 more tunes which are official marches of parts of the British Armed Forces. This time I need the name by which each tune is conventionally known. Firstly,
Men of Harlech.
Men of Harlech, the official slow march of the Welsh Guards. Secondly,
I think it's British Grenadiers,
The British Grenadiers.
that is correct. It's an official march of all British military regiments whose badge of identification features a grenade, apparently. And finally,
Music for the Royal Fireworks.
Royal Guard.
No, you don't. You just need the.
Music for the Royal Fireworks.
no, that's the Prince of Denmark's march, or the Trumpet Voluntary, which is it's often known as. It's apparently the marching song of the Royal Army Chaplains Corps. Right, 10 points for this. From the Greek for throwing down, what term in biology denotes the breaking down of complex organic compounds into simpler ones? In other words, destructive metabolism.
Durham Bland.
Catabolic.
Yes, I'll accept that. Catabolism is the word I was looking for. That's correct. Right, your bonuses this time are on extinct mega herbivores. Similar in size to a rhinoceros, the diprotodon is closely related to the koala and which burrowing Australian marsupial?
Wombat. Yes, definitely a wombat.
The Wombat.
Yes, a giant wombat. Native to South America, glyptodons had protective casings resembling those of a turtle. They're related to which present-day mammals whose species include the 9-banded?
Yes, the armadillo.
Armadillos.
Correct. Many species of megafauna became extinct during which geological epoch? The predecessor of the Holocene. It ended about 12,000 years ago.
Pleistocene.
Pleistocene is correct. 10 points for this. Which fictional character was first performed by Sarah Bernhardt in 1887 in a play by Victorien Sardou? In January 1900, the soprano Heraclea Darcelet played the character in the premiere of an opera by Puccini.
Durham Raffle.
Tosca.
Tosca is correct, yes. Right, these bonuses are on a territory, Durham. Which present-day territory is named after the Umayyad general who landed there in 711 during the Islamic conquest of Spain?
It's Gibraltar. Gibraltar.
Okay. Yeah.
Gibraltar.
Correct. Tariq's army landed in response to an invitation to intervene in a civil war between factions of which Germanic people, the rulers of Spain at that time?
Visigoths.
The Visigoths.
Correct. Admiral Sir George Rooke captured Gibraltar in 1704 in the name of Charles III, a claimant to the Spanish throne from which royal house the Treaty of Utrecht later confirmed British possession.
It's either Habsburg or Bourbon. I would go Habsburg here.
Habsburg.
Correct. 10 points for this. Give 2 answers that differ only in a single letter. The first meaning one of the ancient people who included Paris and Hector, the second being the ruler under whom the...
York Williams.
Trojan and Trajan.
Correct. Right, your bonuses are on slave rebellions, York. After a slave revolt and series of conflicts, Jean-Jacques Dessalines became a president of which newly formed country in 1804?
Haiti.
Haiti is correct. Popularised by a 1967 novel by William Styron, who was the leader of an unsuccessful slave rebellion in Virginia in 1831?
Is that John Brown, Harper's Ferry, maybe? I don't know.
John Brown.
No, it was Nat Turner. Which film of 1997 concerns a successful slave rebellion that began in Cuban waters in 1839?
Amistad.
Amistad is correct. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. To the nearest whole number, if normal human blood temperature is taken to be 37 degrees Celsius, what value does it have on the Kelvin scale?
Durham Cooper.
315.
No, you lose 5 points, I'm afraid, on the Kelvin scale of temperature.
York Easton.
310.
310 is correct, yes. You only had to add 37 to 273.15. Right, your bonuses this time, York, are on women in education. An advocate of education for women and the underprivileged, which US social reform became in 1931 the first female recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think that might be Jane Addams. Jane Addams?
Correct. Secondly, a pioneer of women's education in India, Savitribai Phule, gives her name to a university in which major city about 150 kilometres from Mumbai?
Calcutta?
No, it's Pune. And finally, one of the first women to graduate in medicine in Italy, who opened the first Casa dei Bambini preschool in 1907.
That might be Montessori. Florence Nightingale, maybe she was from Italy. No? We'll go Montessori. Montessori.
Maria Montessori is correct. We're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a still from a film. 10 points if you can give me the film's title.
York Williams.
The Artist.
The Artist is correct. Alongside Jean Dujardin, you saw there Uggy the Jack Russell, who's a winner of the Palm Dog, an award given each year at the Cannes Film Festival for the best performance by a canine or group of canines. Your picture bonuses are 3 more recipients of this honour, and in each case, I want the name of the film, not the dog. Firstly...
Right. Do you know Shakespeare now?
The Virgin Suicides.
Okay. The Virgin Suicides.
No, that's Marie Antoinette, and that was the 2006 winner, Mops, there. And secondly...
I think it's called Backpackers.
Backpackers.
No, it was Sightseers, that was Smurf. And finally...
Up.
Up, indeed. That's the 2009 winner, Doug. Right, 10 points for this. Which English cathedral is noted for a tall octagonal lantern tower with 8 internal archways? It's built on an island of higher ground amid low-lying surroundings and is...
York Con.
Ely.
Ely is correct, yes. Your bonuses, York, are on glyphs, or readable characters on the unfinished globe that forms the